Hey everyone! I have had a rough week and I need a bit of cheering up. What better way is there to do that than by opening up a new Scribbler box? As usual, our first item is the Scribbler writing contest, and this is what it says. What is your main character's birthday? How would they celebrate? I don't think I've actually thought of this in my story. I think I kind of wrote down a year of birth. I know how old my character is, but I have not actually settled on a birthday. That is an aspect of character development that I confess I have never even thought about. That is an interesting question because how your character celebrates their birthday can tell you a lot about who they are, what their family life is like, all that kind of good stuff. The snack for the month, I collected a bunch of snacks from previous boxes and I had them all in my stash in my desk drawer. They're all gone. I have a few hot chocolate mixes left and that's about it. The actual snacks are all gone. This one is Hal's New York kettle chips, dill pickle kettle cooked potato chips. I like kettle chips just as much as the next person. I generally prefer them to the stuff you buy in the stores. Dill pickle chips, I don't know about that. It seems like an odd flavor for chips. There's one way to see if they're any good. I'm going to add this to my stash and at some point I'll test them out. We have this very nice pin that says "Write On." That is very nice. I like that a lot. Some of these pins end up in my giveaway boxes, but I think this one I'm going to keep. And look, there's a quote on the back. Start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. And that's attributed to Louis L'Amour. So now I have to keep the pen and I have to keep the card. I might attach the card to my bulletin board using the pen. Two birds with one stone. We have a set of bookmarks. There are 5 bookmarks in here. I'm going to take them out and look at them all individually. Do you guys use bookmarks or are you more into reading electronic books? Like on Kindles and, reading on your phone and stuff like that. I do read physical books from time to time. All the books that I get in these boxes, obviously, I read the physical books. But other than that, most of my reading is done in digital form, especially when I'm traveling. I don't like traveling with physical books just because they add a lot of weight to my bag. Okay, so let's take a look at these bookmarks. They are all about punctuation marks. So we've got the quotation marks to denote the beginning and end of a quotation, dialogue, or phrase. A punctuation mark that shows strong emotion at the end of a sentence. A question mark, obviously, to ask a question. Then we've got the semicolon that links 2 independent clauses of a sentence. It can also be used to separate list items depending on how you use it. And obviously the period that goes at the end of the sentence. They're made of cardboard, these bookmarks. But they're pretty solid, they're the nice thick cardboard, so they're not going to bend, they're not going to get wrecked. A notebook that says progress over perfection. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, don't I already have enough empty notebooks? No, I do not have enough empty notebooks. I will never have enough empty notebooks. You can pry my empty notebooks out of my cold, dead hands. The writing passport is all about dialogue. Dialogue is such an important part of stories. And it's not always easy to write effective dialogue because you want the writing to be good, you want the writing to be technically correct, but at the same time, you don't want the character's speech to sound stilted and unnatural. You want the characters to talk in the way people naturally talk. It's not only the speech itself that you have to watch out for, it's the writing and the punctuation surrounding the speech. How do you use quotation marks? How do you use punctuation within the quotation marks? Can you use the word said every time someone says something, or do you need to use alternative words? Do you have to say anything at all? What is the way of getting around, just repeating the word said all the time? All that kind of stuff is covered in this writing passport. The publishing process inside look is about cover design. This is an aspect of writing that as writers we don't always think about. Because, we write, we don't draw, we're not artists, we are not visual people, a lot of us. No, I'm not. So when it comes to cover designs for any book that I put out, I will definitely not be doing that work myself. It's not my skill set. And for me to try to do that would just be sabotaging myself. It is such an important aspect of the book because it's the first thing people see. People pick up the book, they see the cover. Whether they like the cover or not is going to determine whether they actually open the book and read a few sentences. It'll determine whether they buy the book for themselves or buy it for somebody else as a gift. It is incredibly important. If the cover is not grabbing your attention along with the title of the book, that book is not going anywhere. So even if you are getting somebody else to do your cover designs the way I'm intending to, it's good to know the basics. It's good to know what kind of things to look for and what kind of things to consider. Exclusive live chat with literary agent Annie Tannenbaum. Annie Tannenbaum is a passionate author advocate with over 15 years of book industry experience. After graduating from Wesleyan University, Amy worked at Harlequin, then Simon & Schuster, where she edited a diverse list of best-selling fiction and non-fiction projects. Amy represents clients who write across a variety of genres, including women's fiction, contemporary romance, thriller, and psychological suspense. She is particularly interested in those categories, as well as fiction that falls into the sweet spot between literary and commercial, narrative non-fiction, and works by marginalized voices. While Amy represents many best-selling and prolific authors, she prides herself on her ability to find talented debut authors and help them launch successful careers. She also selectively takes on established self-published authors and enjoys adding value to the creation, release, and promotion of their works. I have joined the last couple of Scribbler chats. I've really been enjoying them. They are in-depth, they allow time for questions, but they also don't take up a huge chunk of your day. Generally, it'll last between 20 and 30 minutes, including the questions. So, nice bit of educational material, but not a big time commitment. And then the novel of the month, The Patient's Secret by Laureth Ann White. Let's read the blurb on the back. Her perfect life is no longer a safe place to hide. When the battered body of a female jogger is found beneath the cliffs of an idyllic coastal community, these perfect neighbors suddenly don't seem so perfect. Lily Bradley is a respected psychotherapist married to a distinguished professor. They live in a dream house with their 2 children in close-knit Story Cove. Lily lives a well-ordered life, or so it seems. As a therapist, she knows everyone keeps things hidden, even her. Then sensual and free-spirited Arwen Harper rolls into town in her hand-painted VW van, her 16-year-old son riding shotgun. Overnight, Story Cove's secrets are no longer safe, because Arwen might know her new neighbors better than they know themselves. Now someone is dead, and it looks like murder, brutal and personal. The detective invites the shrewd eye of Detective Rue Deval. Rue's job is to expose secrets, but she's also an expert at keeping them. As the lives of 3 women become inexorably entwined, one thing is clear. When it comes to survival, ordinary people can do the most terrible things. What can I say? I love a good crime story. I'm looking forward to reading this one. And that's it for this box. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite item in the box? Just a reminder that in addition to this YouTube channel, you can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, but I'll be honest, my Twitter isn't only writing content. It's kind of a hodgepodge of everything. If you like general kind of randomness, you'll find it on Twitter. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.